About a year ago, I made a video on the most outrageous fan-made Five Nights at Freddy's animation I've ever seen in my life. It went over pretty well, it's still a really fun video, but unfortunately, I never had much of a follow-up to it. There have been some other animations and fan-made content that I considered making a video out of, but how could I follow up such a perfect goldmine? It's still going to be difficult, but I think I may have found the perfect thing. In the first video in this duology of FNAF fans do not understand sensitive subject matter, the series I was talking about was about a fictional event. What about one based on a real event that took place in the real world? Major content warning for obvious reasons. Today I'm talking about the FNAF Plush video that is solely about 9/11. Alright, let's get some stuff out of the way before we talk about this. For one, what am I talking about when I say plush video? I am sure you have all seen this content at some point. Basically, it's a genre here on YouTube where people use plushies of characters from existing media, or sometimes original ones, and give them a personality and tell stories through them. It's essentially when kids play pretend with their toys, except it is adults doing it for content. Secondly, who the hell did the thing that this video is about? It will be easy to find regardless, but I am choosing not to name them, and I'm asking you to not go after this person. This goes for anyone that I or anyone else talks about, but in this instance I want to emphasize that I do not think this individual is a bad person. I'm not saying the last person I talked about is, but the major difference is that they made their offensive video as a child, and then continued to tell their story into adulthood. The worst action may have been when they were a kid, but they unapologetically continued it when they were grown up, so I think it was more than fair to criticize them for their actions. The video we're going over today was made by a literal 12-year-old, and although they should take it down, please take it down, this is literally something they did 5 years ago, and have probably forgotten about. I just find this way too funny to pass up, though. I am going to go over this FNAF Plush video about the September 11th terrorist attacks. Yes, that is a real sentence that I just said out loud, and then I have a surprise for you all at the end. So the video starts off with text on the screen saying 9/11, a watermark for the video editor, and Freddy Fazbear staring out of a window. This is going to be a banger already. On this day of tragedy, Freddy is distraught and pacing, saying phrases like, "I can't believe such a natural attack would actually come very real." What about 9/11 was natural? Basically, Freddy says that today is the day where he tells his friends what actually happened on 9/11. This was 17 years after 9/11. We find out in this video that Freddy was 5 during 9/11, so assuming his friends are all around the same age, this is a group of people in their early 20s that do not know shit about 9/11. Then we cut to the rest of the gang that are all bored and wondering where Freddy is. Golden Freddy appears and explains to them what happened on 9/11. Poorly. He does not know where geographically the terrorist attacks took place. Remember, this is a 12-year-old that probably didn't do much research, so he just bumbles his way through the explanation. Not only does he not know the locations, he calls the Pentagon the pentagram, and that is so ungodly funny to me. Pirate Freddy, I guess, also joins the crew for some reason. I do not know who this is. There is no real reason for this character to join. Maybe he's a part of this person's greater plush video series. I'm just gonna call him Pirate Freddy, I guess. After Golden Freddy says, "Me and Freddy have a terrible backstory about what happened," which almost makes it sound like they are the ones who did it, Freddy finally joins the gang. Pirate Freddy asks, "Why are you depressed today, Freddy?" Freddy responds with, "Because today is 9/11, and it reminds me of something. I fucking wonder what." Freddy is finally ready to tell his friends what happened on 9/11, and it fades into a flashback. Never mind, it just cuts, it doesn't even fade. In the start of this flashback, Freddy and Golden Freddy are kids, and they're just playing around acting stupid as kids do. We are then introduced to Freddy Fazbear's father. He is just a fucking bear. He tells Freddy and Golden Freddy that he has to go to work, and they have to stay there and behave, and that he doesn't want to get arrested. I'm not kidding. We are told explicitly in this scene that Freddy is 5 and Golden Freddy is 4, and they are being left alone for the day. And Mr. Fazbear here knows how unbelievably illegal this is. He reiterates several times in this single scene that these two need to be on their best behavior because he doesn't want to go to jail. He uses the words arrested and jail way more than I would ever expect to hear in a FNAF Plush video made by someone who hasn't even reached middle school.
Okay, kids, whatever you do, don't tell the policeman that I left you two alone since you're both 5 and 4. Freddy's 5 years old and Golden Freddy's 4. I don't want getting arrested. Got that?
This is an irrelevant detail that doesn't mean anything, but it is something you just cannot ignore. After explaining how illegal his own actions are, Mr. Fazbear leaves for work, walking towards the wall as opposed to the obvious door on the right. And then there is a screen that says 8:40 a.m., so you know that bad things are happening. The video then proceeds to show a full 2.5 minutes of real 9/11 footage. I am blurring this for a wide variety of reasons, but trust me on this, it's very real. This is meant to be Freddy watching 9/11 coverage, quivering in fear because he knows that his father is in the building. I have a lot to say about that. The obvious thing is that this is outrageous beyond comprehension. I still give this creator a pass for being so young, but I feel like this is an obvious thing to not do at any age. I am confused why this video was made at all, and using any real 9/11 footage is extremely risky by itself, but why in God's name does it play for 2.5 minutes? But ignoring the insanity and talking about, dare I say, the lore, would Freddy Fazbear recognize the building? Obviously the Twin Towers were recognizable compared to the rest of New York, but are they recognizable enough to a 5-year-old? Would a child that has barely started kindergarten actually see a fairly normal-looking building and immediately be able to recognize it? I doubt it, but the fact that there's 2.5 minutes of 9/11 footage in this video is probably more important to talk about. This entire runtime consists of different 9/11 footage just playing on this kid's tablet while Freddy cries. And seeing 9/11 footage at all is crazy, but there's like footage taken from people in buildings nearby seeing 9/11 happen in real time, and it's genuinely terrifying. Which was probably intentional, even if it's a ridiculous thing to do. I'm pretty confident saying the use of this footage was to make you feel sad, so you could feel sad for Freddy Fazbear. But this is so unbelievably inappropriate. Again, do not give the creator any shit for this. It's understandable that they were too young and stupid to really know better. But this is just insane! After 2.5 minutes of 9/11, we cut back to present day with a card that says 17 years now. I guess they couldn't decide between 17 years later and now, so they fused them together. Freddy says that his dad never came back that day. Him and Golden Freddy were put up for adoption until they grew up, and that he will always remember his father in his heart. How goddamn wholesome. And then we get a look at Mr. Fazbear's gravestone. He apparently did not have a first name, and was seemingly born in 1932, meaning he had Freddy in his early 60s. That sure is something. The video ends with this absurdly hilarious message. We always lose those who we love, but on this tragic advent, we will never forget, says Freddy. This is just amazing. Misspelling always and using loose instead of lose are both forgivable. Using advent instead of event is pretty abhorrent, but I guess a kid could make that mistake. But just this statement itself is hilarious. We always lose those who we love is the most pessimistic shit ever, and it's genuinely sad that a child wrote this. And the two phrases being paired together make it sound like 9/11 is something that happens often. On this one day, we remember all of our loved ones that died. You know people die in other ways besides 9/11? Right? So, that is the end of the FNAF Plush video about 9/11. Again, I'm not sure if this is up to the standard we set with last year's video, but I think this was pretty peak as well. With that being said, I still owe you my surprise. Recently, I met up with Pastra, David Barron, and Demuted for the release of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll see some more from that trip from at least a couple of us. Well, we all recorded a live reaction to this video. I had already seen it, of course, but none of the others had. I decided to cut it up to give you some highlights. Real quick, I do feel the need to mention that all of our laughter is laughing at the absurdity and ridiculousness of the video. I'm sure it goes without saying, but none of us are laughing at the tragedy. This video is just so insane and insensitive that we found that funny. Again, I feel like this is obvious, but I feel the need to make that clear for the sake of my friends. Enjoy this.
Okay, yeah, it's on. Today's the day.
the one now?
What?
That's the worst way to start it out.
I love this
That's
video.
the worst way to start out a video about 9/11.
I really love this video.
I can't believe such a natural attack would actually come very real.
Natural attack? Natural attack?
Nothing about 9/11 was natural.
He's acting like 9/11 was like a really bad like shark attack.
I can't believe that natural plane flew into the tower.
Goldie, you scared me! Sorry, Chica, but have any of you...
I'm gonna be real, I'm kind of impressed these are all the same person. All of these voices, I mean, they're a kid, so obviously they can make their voice
that's
high,
what
but
you
like...
think. What you don't know is off screen. He has like 4 people tied
There's
up.
an entire camera crew.
Tied up with microphones under their chins.
It's like a 12-year-old.
Have you seen Freddy lately? Yeah, me tried finding the old Yubberlang, but I never found him.
What?
Well, it's because today's 9/11. Really? Well, that explains.
It's amazing.
Well, that explains. Yeah, you guys
See,
don't
here's what I don't
know.
understand is, the whole point about this is Freddy telling them what happened on 9/11, but they all are like, it's
already
9/11, so I
know.
understand the problem. So what you all know what the Pentagon is, right?
Yes.
Of course.
This guy
I'm American.
This guy doesn't. Let it run.
Bonnie, 4 planes got hijacked, and then 2 of them hit the Twin Towers that killed tons of people. 1 hit the pentagram in Washington.
Pentagram.
Oh.
Pentagram!
Pentagram.
No. Satan will never recover from this.
Satan will never recover from this.
No.
Freaking scared me.
Sorry. Why are you depressed today? Because today's 9.
I just explained it.
Why are you depressed
I
today?
feel like I know what the answer is.
Bro.
Because it's
Stop being
9/11.
depressed, man. Holy.
Wait till you guys find out that like 4 of this 7-minute runtime is just 9/11 footage.
What?
Scared
Are you
me.
just going to have us
Sorry.
reacting to 9/11 footage?
Yes. Blame this guy. There's no
Well,
transition.
hey, Golden Freddy.
This is back in time though.
Yes,
Oh, I
Freddy.
think I can
Yeah,
tell.
it's back in time.
You got your nose. Ah, I need my nose back. You take it, you take it. Oh,
I really hard time watching
Cowie time.
All right, boys.
I am.
Going on.
I find it.
I'm
They're
invested.
brothers.
Oh.
Oh.
They're brothers. Wait till you guys meet Freddy's dad though, because that's who we're about to meet.
All right, boys. Going to work. So I'm leaving you guys in charge of the house. Will you guys take care of the house while Daddy's gone for work?
Yes, Daddy.
What?
Is his dad gonna die in the 9/11
Yeah,
attacks?
did he work in the Twin Towers or the Pentagram?
Oh, he did, didn't he? Oh.
We'll
Wait,
get
was
to
he
that.
the one who hijacked
No.
all the planes?
Okay, kids. Whatever you do, don't tell the policeman that I left you 2 alone since
What?
you're both
Wait,
5
wait,
and
what?
4. Freddy's 5 years old.
He knows,
Sorry,
too.
5 and 4. He knows how illegal this is.
This sounds so sus.
5 and 4.
He knows how illegal this
There
is.
there is nothing good that's gonna come of it when your dad says, now
Don't
you
tell the police.
I know. And the thing is, this was written by a child.
Yes.
So that, like, have they heard this before?
I don't know.
It's projecting?
I don't know.
Love you, Golden Freddy. Freddy, take care of your brother while I'm gone.
Naming your
Okay.
child Golden Freddy.
I know. It's such a.
That's like naming your. That's like in real life naming your kids like, yeah, this is Josh and this is Cool Josh.
This is John. This is Red John.
Zach and Zach Prime.
Zach,
Prime, by the way. Shout out to
Zach
Prime.
Zachary.
Josh and Josh Plus.
Zachary Prime.
And that was the last time we
It's me.
ever saw of our dad.
He's not walking to the door. He's walking in the wall. He didn't. The door's to the right.
It was the last time they ever saw.
That was the last time.
Just fucking die.
That was the last time they ever saw their dad. You're about to find out why.
Jason.
Shout out to Jason.
8:40 a.m.
The bomb just went off in the World Trade Center.
Oh my god.
Trigger warning for 9/11.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
No.
Okay, for some reason,
going on?
when you said that, I assumed he just cut to just like he just downloaded the footage and plopped it
No.
out.
No.
No, this might be weirder. He records it on a monitor.
He has it up on, I believe, a tablet, and Freddy and Golden Freddy, I guess, are watching the news.
They're reacting to 9/11 footage.
This is a reaction. This is a reaction to a reaction of 9/11. That's what we're doing.
Oh my god.
No.
We were kids. Like, we were so
No, that's what you... No. No, that's what that is.
There's no way people are...
Oh my God.
No.
It's just two kids crying over 9/11. That's all this is.
No, we're not.
No, brother, you can't watch it.
Oh my God.
It's just them crying. There's so much of it.
This is so ominous.
It won't cut back. I'm just sitting here waiting for it to come back to present time.
Does it ever do that?
Yes, eventually. This is a full story, Demuted. And now it's just people. Okay, they ran out of footage. That's what. 17 years now.
And that's what happened. On 9/11, my dad never came back from work.
How did Freddy describe that scene?
So we were sitting around
died.
quivering, shitting our pants, watching 9/11 on TV.
And then we kept
And
quivering.
somehow comprehending it.
I'll make sure to remember he's always in my heart.
Where I'm also... I'm not going to make that.
What?
Oh my
Oh
fucking
my
God.
god!
Does that say 1932?
1932!
It's either 30 or 80, neither of which are really good. R.I.P. Mr. Fazbear.
Oh my gosh. Well, we know... Died in 2001.
I fucking wonder why. The ending, I think there's... Yes, I love this. We always lose those who we love. But on this tragic advent, we will never forget. Says
Freddy.
Freddy.
Freddy Fazbear.
Quote from the Freddy Fazbear Plush.
Bravo, Freddy.
Also, this isn't a, like, hang on. That's the message. We always lose the ones we love. But on this tragic advent...
Everyone you know is gonna fucking die. However,
We won't forget that it happened.
on 9/11 specifically.
Yeah, it's like, this makes it sound like 9/11 happens often.
The end.
Yearly event.
Wow, that was great. Dude.
That was thoughts, everyone?
I'm lost.
That sure was a plush video about 9/11.
It was.
Fucking dying.
It was...
I'm speechless.